Do you love or hate California? Well, this list is going to tell you a little bit about the pros and the cons of California if you're thinking about moving here or relocating from one part to another. If we haven't met yet, my name is Christa Nielsen. I'm a realtor in Silicon Valley and I love California. So let's start with the positive. We're gonna go pros today first on California. So I think, of course, the pro is the weather. Even though California is about 750 miles long and it's a very vast microclimate place, you will see a lot of weather, but for the most part, the weather is mild. We don't get extreme temperatures or extreme seasons. The worst weather that you may see is rain and some snow, depending on the part of California. If you go far north, you definitely get more snow up there in the winter. If you go far south, you get the warmer climates, but generally speaking, most of us wear flip-flops 365 days a year. Another pro I absolutely would say is you're always driving distance to the ocean. Of course, if you're way more inland, it's going to take you a while, but I would say most of us can get to the ocean within a couple hours. There's even a larger group of us that can get to the ocean within about 30 minutes. This isn't always a positive because the ocean in California is not warm. Most people, if they're in the ocean, they're usually wearing wetsuits. The further south you go, the warmer the water gets, but it's still not something you want to swim in most days. The last pro is, generally speaking, a lot of people are friendly here. We want to welcome you if you want to move to California. I think there's a bit of a misnomer out there that we aren't friendly or we're snobbish, but that's not generally true. Of course, one person can ruin a party, but we are generally welcoming to anyone that wants to come to our state. I hear a lot of backlash that that's because no one wants to come here, but I would completely disagree. A lot of people relocate to California, but the news likes to make sure you know that people are also leaving California, just like people are relocating out of any state in the US.
You are fake news. Sir.
All right, now we go to cons. Probably not as fun of a topic, but let's get into it. One of the cons is probably that California is overcrowded. Again, this is a very general statement because not all cities are busy cities with bad traffic, but the dominating cities that you hear about on the news, San Francisco, San Jose, LA, different areas like that, generally people know as having a lot of people and a lot of traffic. There's not really any way to avoid that. With more and more people working from home, less people have to be on the road and less people have to be concerned about traffic. But if you're driving from about 6:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. and then in the afternoon from about 3 to 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'm speaking in Northern California terms, generally that's the worst of the traffic. If you listen to a good podcast or maybe a good radio station, that's a good time for it. The next con I would say is housing prices. So this is not something that will likely change anytime in the future, and it's been this way for a very long time, but housing in California is very expensive. Now, the cost of living in general is higher in our state. However, the general income is also correlating to be higher than the national averages as well. The price point in California is incredibly high. We don't have enough affordable housing. I can completely agree with this statement. Rents are typically astronomical. People get very creative with house hacking or being able to have roommates when they're renting a space, but generally speaking, cost of living is significantly higher than other parts of the country. The last con I would say probably goes with the second one, and that is taxes. Our taxes are also astronomical. We do have significant problems like road issues and lack of public transportation, but we do call it the sunshine tax. I'm not here to get into the politics of things, but politics and taxes definitely go hand in hand here. A lot of people, their biggest complaints are the politics in California, and this is typically one of the #1 reasons why people relocate out of our state. Overall, California is an amazing place to live, to raise a family, and enjoy the outdoors. If you're thinking about moving to California and want to know more, definitely connect with me on my socials. If you like this content and want to see more of it, give me a subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.